Today I'm headed out to look at a truck. It's just a little bit different because, well, it's kind of the same. It's raining as usual, but this truck is one that belongs to a friend of mine. He's owned it since 2011, and I'm looking to buy it not to resell, but to keep for myself. So we'll get out here and take a look at it, and this should hopefully fill a void and a need that I have. Well, we're here and it's raining still. Well, I was able to make a deal with Neil for his truck, so now I am the proud owner of this little Peterbilt. I'll have to show it to you when I get home. We didn't do a lot of videoing because we were talking a lot, going over things, looking at things, and figuring out exactly how well it's going to work for me. So as soon as we get home, we'll go over it. So I wasn't able to get any video while I was at Neil's because it kept raining like uncontrollably. But this is a truck that I went to go buy from him. This is a 2007 Peterbilt 335. This truck, Neil bought it in California with 49,000 miles on it in 2011. He drove it all the way back here and had been using it as his service truck for quite a few years. Now, when he bought it, it was rust-free, but this truck was originally built for the movie industry. So the guy that builds these beds builds them in a way that they're able to support the movie industry, the cameras and all their gear, as well as pool trailers behind it. So this is a very common setup for the movie industry, I guess. The problem is in California, they don't have to deal with salt and rust and winter like we do, so they don't prime and paint stuff like we need to preserve it. So Neil brought it back here. He had the bed removed, sandblasted, and primed and painted. Well, unfortunately, whoever did it didn't do a very good job because obviously, you know, it's in bad shape. It's unfortunate because it's kind of a cool bed and I would like to keep it, but I think there's just too much work here to make it justifiable. So anyways, let's get into the truck itself. He bought it with 49,000 miles on it. He brought it back here, and somewhere around 128, he had been using oil, had some blow by, and he got in contact with Cummins. One thing led to another, and they finally agreed to go ahead and put a new motor in it. So at 120, high 120s, it got a new Cummins motor. Now, the Cummins motor is a ISC 315 horse, and the last year for no emissions. There is 0 emissions on this motor, no EGR valve even. So it's got 40,000 miles on the motor. It has an Allison 3000 transmission. It's got 12,000 pound steer, 21,000 pound drive, and the rear drive is a 458 ratio, I think, and it's a locker, which is really nice. The rear is on air. We got aluminum wheels, aluminum tank, and the truck's laid out pretty nice. While Neil had it, he had this custom built. We'll get into this a little bit. He used it as a service truck, so he had this box built, and he had 2 others back here. And what's really cool about it is when he had the bed off and had these guys sandblast it, he had modifications made, and these are shipping container slots. So he made everything kind of modular, where when he needs this box, he can put it on the truck and tighten it down. His toolboxes would go down here, and they hooked in these locks as well. And he could put them back here. If he didn't need this, but still needed the boxes, he could move them forward and have a bigger bed in the back. So he made it really, really cool. And there's a lot of money in this, and I didn't get a picture of the rear boxes. Maybe I can get it from Neil and show you as a setup how it was, because it's pretty impressive. He designed all this himself and then had a shop build it for him. I've got it locked now, but we'll get into this in a minute. The truck runs and drives well. All the tires are within, I think, 6 years or 7 years. So we're good on tires. I think we're okay there. I think it's, whatever. I think we're good. It runs good. It drives good. We don't even really need to detail it. My wife will wipe it down, but you know, it's in really nice shape. So one thing you have to understand about Neil is he likes things just so, and that means he wants everything just a certain way. And that's one of the reasons I consider buying it from him, because I know how he takes care of stuff. And it's got a nice gauge package. Our headlights here, cruise control, wipers, whatever. And then we have air, fuel, volts, air pressure. This is air cleaner, I'm sorry. Air, oil pressure, and water temperature, tack, speedometer, mileage. And again, we're automatic. We have dump valve for the rear and the diff lock for the rear as well. This is a power cutout for the lift gate, so you can shut that off so it can't move. We have heated mirrors. We have left power mirror, and we have right power mirror. Now, the upper mirrors are heated, as are the blind spot mirrors. They're all heated. We also have an exhaust brake, which I'm not sure if it works. He says he hasn't used it in a while, so we don't know exactly. It may not. We have trailer brakes, which this is my favorite brake controller, the Prodigy, which looks like it's not hooked up right now. Have to look into that, because I believe that should show something. And we got AC, works perfectly. And he added this handheld CB here because he's not a big guy into CBs. Check out that cool Carlon box he put on here. He had a backup camera system on it too at one time, but he's removed that. He's got a scan gauge over here, all plugged in. And we got air brakes for the truck, and it's also got air brakes at the rear. And again, we got Allison automatic here. One nice feature for me, being a short guy, is not only do we have a tilt wheel that we can move up and down, which is hard to do with one hand, but camera. So we can tilt the wheel, but if we pull the lever this way, we can telescope the wheel up, which I'm not a big belly guy that needs it up there. I'm just a little guy, so right back down, just like so. Very comfortable truck to drive. He's even got coveralls on the seat, and the interior package is in nice shape. No damage, no wear. Everything is beautiful in this truck. I mean, maybe a little bit of wear on that from the armrest, but everything works like it's supposed to. I didn't look into this. I didn't even realize it wasn't hooked up. But air conditioning's cold. Cruise control works. I guess I don't know if the exhaust brake works. I didn't have a load on it. I tried it, but you really couldn't tell. So it's a very, very nice truck. We got a power window here, manual on the driver. It's pretty nice, and I think it's going to do what I want it to do. I'm going to head over to one of my places because I want to remove the stake sides off the back of it so I can show you the rest. So let's get going. I just want to stop. It took a minute and get a look at it so I can show you guys. I'm so happy. This truck, like, this is not one I plan to sell. This is something I plan to keep. This is replacing my F750 Project Overkill. You know, it's a 315 horse Cummins ISC. It's an automatic. My wife can drive it. There's a lot of attractions to it. Another attraction to it is, if you see this is a big window in the back, which means there's, as Neil explained to me, there's the Unibilt ring is already in this cab, so I can remove this window, cut the back out, and we can go with a Unibilt big hole sleeper, which is what I want to do. I want to put a sleeper on it, and we'll do away with the two-man seat. It's got storage underneath here. We'll just do away with this, and we'll go to another air ride seat like this. He gave me an extra plate for where the CB mounts, and he gave me an extra strap for the air tank that he had ordered, a cartridge for the air dryer, oil filter, air filter, and then the spout for the no spill drain for the oil pan. So anyways, let's head over. Oh yeah, I guess I need to show you this too. This is pretty cool. So this truck didn't come with this, but this is keyless entry. So you heard the doors unlock. This is aftermarket. Neil added this. And the nice thing about it is most times I hate aftermarket products. The good thing is I know how Neil does stuff. Down here is a junction box so that he put everything behind the kick panel so it's easily accessible, done right, tied up, not going to be a problem later. Everything he does is the way I would like it. Anyways, let's get the other property and get this stuff unloaded. It did have Sirius. It's got the CB antenna here. It has Sirius, satellite radio, whatever it's called, antenna over here. And then there's the radio antenna up here that I don't know how this happened, but I'll have to show you that. All right, so here we are with the sides all removed. So now we can get up on the deck. I can show you that cool sleeper, and I can show you this. Got these nice footholes here. So the power comes in here. It's a cam lock connector that he made, because when he had the toolboxes in here, you can see how they hooked into these container locks, and then they would, this power cord, there's a secondary one right there, the little round one, that would go to the toolboxes for the lights in the toolboxes. This could link to the toolbox as well, because at the end of the toolbox he had a generator that sat back here, which I'm going to include a picture of this so you can see just how cool this is. Because it was an awesome setup, and I would love to have something like this. The ultimate service truck. All RV locks. Check this out. This is a 46-inch or 48-inch sleeper. I think it's like a 30-something, 32-inch bed, and it's all insulated. And this is, I think this is maple veneer that he's put on here, Luan. These are 12-volt slimline lights, a CO detector, a vent for either side, and this is wired for an air conditioner, which the air conditioner quit, so he just put a lid over it because he didn't need it anymore. He wasn't using it. So this bed flips up. So let me get this flipped up and I'll show you. All right, so now the bed is folded up. You see it's got this support leg here, and also when it's sitting down, when the bed's down, it rests on that cleat over here. And then when the bed's up, because he did mobile service work and he used his laptop a lot, he'd have this that he would set down like this, and then this cable here would just hook to it. And then because it was up higher on here, he could sit here with a table and work on his laptop and have that door open. Tell me how cool that is. I mean, the engineering and the time that went into doing this is just incredible. He told me how much he invested, or what he thought he invested in building this, and it was substantial. GFI, light switch, and I assume these two here are the 12-volt switches, being the different style of rocker. But so cool. So we're going to borrow this from Neil for our trip, and it allows me to so we got some, it's like stains on the carpet there from something spilled, but we'll be able to put tools and stuff, and my duffel bag, and maybe a cooler and whatever else in here, and it's really cool. This is not only insulated, but it's on these fatigue mats as well, which is really cool. This is, I think, all-weather carpet, he calls it. And look at that, it's been raining like mad and everything's dry, so it seals up very, very well. And it's insulated. He put foam board inside this, so it's insulated pretty well. But that's one part of it. So let me show you the other cool thing. This truck was set up so that it could tow whatever they needed. So underneath this trap door is a really cool feature. This is a double hinge so that it can lay flat back here. It's a little bit rusty. We'll have to get a little blaster on there to make it lay down better. But check this out. This is like a 1.25 inch pin here. Just grab this handle right here. We got a mini fifth wheel. I think that's good for 30,000 pounds. And there's the 7-pin connector for if it's a commercial style. As you can see, we've got pins in here where it locks into place. So you literally pull these out and this will fall down into place. You put that back in there, run the pin in, and she is in place because this is welded to here, so it goes in between the two. Pretty slick, huh? Let's see if I can get the rating off this. I think it's a, I think that's a, is that a Brink brand instead of, I have to see. I'll get the specs off of it and see. That's the name I was thinking of, Binkley. It's upside down, but it says 32,000 pounds right there. So it's a dual pivot apparently too. It's a forward and a side pivot, so that's pretty nice. And it's up high enough from this deck that I think it'll work good with what I may have planned. We'll have to see. So this is another cool feature of this truck. It has a 2-inch receiver back here, an RV style 7-pin, a commercial style 7-pin, air lines to the rear, which this got damaged and he just never replaced it because he didn't need it. Bunch of cargo lights here, and then, well, this. This is like the ultimate truck for going to get stuff that, you know, hobbyists, like collector, parts, whatever. You could load up anything about anywhere. You can tell how little this has been used just by how quiet this thing is, how fast it is. There you go. Way cool. I'm not certain, you know, whether we're going to keep this liftgate or not, but regardless, it's here. It's a nice feature if we do need it for anything. The license plate goes up into here and we get our lights on either side. So I need to take some time and really decide what we're going to do with this bed. I would like to keep this bed in a way, but I'd also love to have a 63-inch sleeper. But I like the fact that this sleeper comes on and off, and that's, I think you said that's 48. I'm gonna have to grab a tape measure. That does not look like 48. Maybe it is. Anyways, ours would be a 63, so we'd be able to utilize this container retainer and the one up into here if we made our own frame for it and set it down in here, and we'd still have enough room to run a gooseneck trailer or a fifth wheel, something. We're not going to run equipment fifth wheel. We're not going to be able to run anything really heavy off of that, but we can definitely move some stuff around for sure. Now we'll just fold this back up. We could probably save a fair amount of weight by removing this as well, and then putting a regular hitch plate on the back. Let's see if I can fold this up one-handed. I could not fold it up one-handed. It's not as young as I once was, I guess. I understand that. Oh, I guess now I do. Let's see if there's one over here too. It's hooked up. Yes, sir. Nope, we're good. Okay. So I'm gonna tuck that fifth wheel back in there, and we can start getting it ready to go for our trip, which I don't think I'll be using that, because I think we're gonna use a regular RV 7-pin. Which can be down here, and I should be low enough. The only concern is this, if that's gonna be in our way, if I need to remove it or not. Because I have to get some blaster on here and get this thing to hinge like it's supposed to. Got a new ride height valve there. Okay. I'd say it's secured pretty well. They got 3/8 plate on either side here. And looks like a piece of channel. I think that's what the bed frame's made on. And then, let's see here, it's bolted to the frame with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts there. 5 half-inch bolts, that would be adequate. It should be okay. You know, the cross members are probably salvageable here. Frame's still nice. The toolboxes actually might be salvageable too. It might just need to redo the sides. That may be just all we need to do. Anyway, so let me get this thing folded down into here. I'm underneath the truck and I'm looking at this bed, trying to decide if it's salvageable or if it's just totally just shot and needs to be taken off. And I gotta tell you, I think it's, from what I'm seeing, it's really not too bad at all. I mean, I think we could save it, like the outside of it, like the main structure up there is good. It's just the sides of it that are terrible. The box is still in good shape. The bottom's definitely savable. I think we could probably sandblast and repaint that, put some new skin on the outside and some new doors, and I think we'd probably have it. I mean, it's not in bad shape. It just, the outside is just terrible. I'd be a little concerned right there though. Might have a little cross member issue there. Got some paint issue there. But again, the outside main structure is fine. So, I mean, technically I could probably just cut it off right there at the bottom of that and just not even rebuild this. Just put on different boxes and just do away with the custom box look. Because it, you know, I'm not really all that big fan of it anyways. The boxes are kind of small, a lot of wasted space. I don't know. Let's get outside and take another look. This was added afterwards, I think, or maybe ordered that way. These were cut in afterwards for sure. But I think this was a standard, like nap hide bed or something like that with rounded corners, and they just added a skin down here in the toolbox, and then put body filler in it, and they just, you know, the body went like this here, the original bed, and they just put this in. That's what I'm thinking. And I don't really, I'd like to have a flatbed, but I don't really want this rusty mess of a flatbed. I've considered scraping all that crap off and just give it a flat black like bed liner, just so it doesn't look quite as bad. But I need to get underneath it and see what it looks like. But I'm thinking if I just cut these sides off, I could just put on regular toolboxes on here. We got about 6 feet for sure. Then we got the suspension in this area, over in this area, so that's not going to work. So about 6 feet is about as long as we can go, which that would be adequate. And I don't know if I have any 6 foot long, but I think I have 5 foot. But one door would be better. I mean, I could do double 36s, I guess, if need be. And if one rotted out, I only got to replace one. Just put them side by side. We can do that. We'll see. But I want to take extra fuel, so I want to make sure that, you know, that will hold what I'm gonna put in it, because I think I'm gonna put 5 gallons, 4 5-gallon cans of diesel in here, because the worst case, if this truck gets 6 miles a gallon and I can only hold 50 gallons, let's say I pick up 40 gallons off of that, it's 6 miles a gallon, 240 miles. You're not getting very far, you know. So if I can't get fuel at the next stop or whatever, at least I can carry 20 more gallons, which would give me another 120 miles range. I don't have time to actually change the way I'd like to. I'd like to have a tank on either side and then just move the battery box and the air tank back, but I just don't have time for that right now. I'm kind of under a crunch. I would like to just scrape all this off and just give this bed like a flat black paint job so it doesn't look as bad, but that's just more time I don't have right now. And quite honestly, we're going 2,400 miles each way. The likeliness that a lot of this is going to fall off before I get there is probably pretty high.
He's trying to trace down the wire for this brake controller. We've traced it some, and I don't know. He's trying to trace it down from. It's going towards the back, so I gotta get down. One of the steps is off here, so because he's been into the battery box.
You remember this right here?
Yeah.
That's what's feeding it.
Okay.
So this is the dumbest thing in the world, man. I mean, this is like, yeah, it's terrible. Let me see that. So they're bringing the brake controllers inside, and all the wires for the brake controller come out of the cab and come all the way back here to above the axle. So these wires come all the way down here to this place right here where they split off. This is the harness right here, which, you know, the red wire's hanging out of it for whatever reason. But so this is where the blue wire goes, which actually is the output from the brake controller. This loom right here is the brake signal input and supply to the brake controller. For whatever reason, they found it in their best interest and their infinite wisdom to tee off this brake line here and put a switch up here, you know, where all the road spray is, right there. See if I can get a light. There we go. So I just sprayed it with blaster. I don't think that's coming loose, but they brought the feed line, which is this red one, up here to a circuit breaker. Came off the circuit breaker, fed the pressure switch on one side, and back fed from pressure switch all the way back down the frame to the cab to the brake controller. What kind of nonsense is this? I mean, man, you could have got this brake signal up underneath the hood. This is ridiculous. What a waste of time and a horrible installation. Look at that circuit breaker. That's all that's left of it. I don't know. I'll see if I can make it work for now, but I'm probably going to abandon it. Well, first off, I'm not going to leave that circuit breaker there, because this wire, the red feed wire, comes all the way up there from the battery box. It's unprotected. So if it shorts out somewhere, it's going to melt down. It doesn't have any protection until out here, and that's after the fact. That's not this way. That's that way. So at the very least, we need a circuit breaker in the battery box just for that. And I don't know where the charge line is. It's supposed to come back here. If they're teeing off somewhere else, I haven't found that yet. I thought it was going to run in here with this power line, but there's no T there, so I really don't know. I mean, we got to have a charge line. But coming back to the junction box, there's only the blue wire. I don't know. We'll see if we can find it. If not, we'll fix it. Well, I've been over this truck front to back and top to bottom, and figured out the flaws of this truck for my trip, not for long term. You know, it suits me perfect, but for my trip there's some things that are not going to work well. One is that tank. It's only 50 gallons. If I get 6 miles a gallon, then, and I only pick up 40 gallons, you know, I'm getting 240 miles. If I get 8 miles a gallon, I pick up 40 gallons, I go 320. I'm not getting very far. And when you head out west, you know, I'm not real comfortable going at the mercy of when the next stop is. So I was going to take 4 5-gallon diesel cans in that toolbox, but as you can see, I have lost even more of those door bottoms just since I started driving it around. And I really just don't want to fool with this. It's just getting aggravating to me. I was able to get the fifth wheel flipped over. I got the pins in place, and when I flipped it over, it went side to side really, really well. No problems at all, like excessive almost, and I couldn't get it to go forward and back. So I finally got that loosened up, and I used a kingpin that I have set up for adjusting fifth wheels. I snapped it in there to make sure everything would lock, and I looked underneath there, and there's a spring under there. It's kind of rusty, and I just don't know if I want to trust that fifth wheel, because the side-to-side play is, I think, excessive, and I just can't take a chance like that. Unfortunately, this is not an easy thing to remedy, because that bolt that goes through there, I don't know if the bolt is worn, if the sleeve it goes through is worn, if the ends are, I don't know if it's just the wrong diameter bolt, but I can't get that bolt out because that hinge pin right here is in the way from letting it slide out. And that may not seem like a big deal. You'd think you just flip it over and put a gooseneck there. Well, you could, but that's just a piece of C-channel right there, and I don't think that's strong enough to do what I would want to be doing with this truck. Like, you have to be able to justify taking this truck that far, and I just don't think that's the right, I don't think I can trust it. I did get the 7-pin charge line back here, and the trailer brake controller is all working. Everything's doing okay there, and we pulled off a ridiculous amount of garbage wiring here for this truck. Just extra crap that was on it for something else and isn't working now, you know. But I think one of the bigger factors too was I started looking at these tires real good. And you have to keep in mind that this is a 2,400 mile trip each way. We're at record temperatures right now. It's going to be in the hundreds for you know, going that trip, and then driving for 700, 800 miles a day. Man, you got to have good tires, because that heat will take its toll. And if you look here, these tires are starting to get some dry crack in here. Like, it may not be terrible, but if you blow a tire at 75 miles an hour, one, you better hope you don't, you know, hurt yourself or someone else on the highway with you. And if that doesn't happen, then you have to worry about, did you roll the thing over and total the truck, or did you blow a tire and destroy that hood, you know? And then there's $3,000-4,000 by the time you get hood, fender, get the paint work done, another tire, another wheel. And I thought about putting tires on the front. Well, that's $1,400 for 2 tires, and honestly, if I use that local, that doesn't scare me. I'm only concerned about them tires because it's going to be so hot, and I'd be on the highway for so many hours a day. Them tires are going to get hot and stay hot. And that brings you to the next thing. The sleeper, I've got wired into 12 volts now, which gives me lights, but there's no air conditioning. And the temperatures are way too hot to try and sleep in that thing. So I'd have to do something with an air conditioner, and I looked into a couple of different units. They either require a generator, or they require an inverter with a DC to DC charger on a 460 amp hour battery, and it's just getting too complicated. And the reality is, I've decided I don't want this bed, I don't want that fifth wheel, I don't want the lift gate. I just want to take that crap off. I want to put a regular fifth wheel on it and put a gooseneck behind it down lower, and a hitch plate on the rear, and then some type of flatbed that I can take on and off. I'll have to get into that later. But I don't want to take this off and just cobble something together just for this trip, because when I do it, I like to do things start to finish the exact way I want to, because I plan on keeping this truck for an awful long time. I have no intentions of getting rid of this truck. So when I do it, I want it to suit my needs for today, tomorrow, and the long haul. So I've decided for right now, I'm still waiting on parts for the van. And I don't regret buying this truck. I think it's a great fit for me, just not for my trip for what I need to do. So for right now, I'm not taking this truck. So we're gonna look at, this was plan B. Let's look at plan C. That'll be in the next video.